Welcome to Living Abundantly with Sarah V. I am so grateful to be here with all of you today. At Living Abundantly, we believe that true manifestation begins within. That's why each of our remarkable guests brings a powerful story and inspiring mission. From celebrities and best-selling authors to visionary entrepreneurs, award-winning chefs, and thought leaders, we showcase a diverse lineup of luminaries embodying the true spirit of abundance. We all know and love my first guest. Montel Williams has not only been in our living rooms for 17 years, but he is now spreading his light to an even greater audience. Military Makeover with Montel offers hope and helping hand here on the home front to members of the military and their loved ones. A veteran of both the Marine Corps and the Navy, Montel leads the Makeover team's mission. This unique series enlists conscientious designers, contractors, landscapers, and other home improvement professionals to transform the homes and lives of military families across the country. Oh my gosh, and boy, is this needed. Welcome to the show, and thank you for making our world even brighter with your mission.
Thanks so much for having me.
Military Makeover with Montel has become an inspirational cornerstone for many military families. What motivated you to lead the show and become an executive producer? And how does it feel to bring hope and transformation to military families through such a life-changing show?
That's quite a question. I mean, I came to the show after the show had been on for 5 years. The show was being hosted by a team that included, if you remember, Arlie Early, who was the guy that we call the gunny in all the movies in the past. He's a real legitimate Marine. Arlie was literally the host for the first 5 years of the show. And unfortunately and sadly, Arlie ended up passing away, and he knew his end was coming. And they asked him, who would you like to see replace you as the host of the show? And he actually said Montel Williams. And so Brandstar reached out to me in a very fortuitous time and asked if I wanted to be a part of the show. And I unequivocally said yes. I've done a lot. I do a lot for veterans and have been doing a lot for veterans since I actually took my uniform off physically. So it was a really good opportunity to come in and take the helm of something. You know, I'm like the team leader, but we have a team, Jennifer Bertrand, Art Edmonds, who are also part of the team. Jennifer is our stylist and designer, and she literally works her tail off for 10 days to literally transform a home or a house into a forever home. I mean, those houses, we put the veteran out for 10 days. They come back in after 10 days. We do everything from changing out the floors, to the kitchens, to the walls, to the ceilings, to the bedrooms, to you name it. And we get it all done in 10 days and then give it back to the family. And earlier you said, you know, we use professionals. Not only do we use professionals, but we use a lot of volunteers from the community that we're in. So there are volunteers that show up, hundreds that show up to do everything from swing a hammer to wave a paintbrush to dig a ditch. So it's been great.
Amazing. So I know you've worn many hats. I used to watch you all the time on your talk show. In your career, you know, you've been a military officer, talk show host, passionate health advocate, and now host of 2 acclaimed Lifetime shows. What's it like to return to hosting after such a dynamic career? And does this chapter feel, you know, how does this chapter feel compared to, you know, your earlier successes?
You know, I mean, I think this is an incredibly rewarding show because we literally get to interact directly. I interact directly with the family and have an opportunity to interview them, to talk to them about, you know, their life's journey and to share that life's journey with, you know, our nation. And you know, unfortunately, you know, we have very short memories. You know, most people here forgot about all the body bags that were coming back through Dover. And we are only a matter of weeks, days, or months away from having the same number of body bags flow back through Dover again, because there are well over 50 armed conflicts going on around the world and we are tangentially involved in a lot of it. Almost on a weekly basis right now, we do have servicemen and young servicemen and women who have given their lives to continue to do what they do, and that's protect our democracy. So, it's extremely rewarding to be able to do a show like this, to not just say thank you for your service, but to do something about it and to prove to those veterans that those who feel that they are undeserving of any form of recognition whatsoever, make them understand that yes, we do reward and admire and honor their service.
I just want to thank you personally for shining your light to a new place for others. And I always ask one last question. In this new role, what would you say is your personal abundant word that best describes your mission today?
I think it's resilience. It's resilience because it doesn't reflect on me. It reflects the resilience of our recipients. We have veterans who have suffered and are still suffering from some of them invisible wounds and some of those very visible wounds. And we don't, as a nation, we don't really understand the word war. We don't understand the idea of armed conflict, because we think it's just something that takes place in 45 minutes and is over like a movie. No, it's not. Our veterans go through some of the toughest times of their lives, and those memories last for their lifetime.
Thank you so much again, and I can't wait to watch you shine in this mission in 2025. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much for having us, for sure.
You're welcome. And we will be right back. Stay tuned. I am so thrilled to introduce our next guest, a phenomenal musician who truly understands the energy of music and the abundance it fosters in our lives. Sharon Lia is a multi-award-winning musician, artist, and visionary whose work spans music, visual art, and philanthropy. As a creative force behind the Sharon Lia Band, she recently released EXPANSE, a cinematic, symphonic rock double album that landed on the Grammy ballot. Beyond music, she has created books and a children's album, and is the founder of Ladies Who Rock for a Cause, a nonprofit that harnesses the unifying power of music to uplift women in need, one note at a time. Welcome to the show, Sharon Lia.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here with you.
I am so happy you're here. So, wow, let's dive right in with 2 CDs, 26 songs, and a stunning visual. You have been praised as a true visionary who isn't afraid to go wonderfully overboard for your fans. First, can you explain what this wonderfully overboard means?
Well, over the top.
Over the top.
And over the top, that was a very wonderful quote from a magazine somewhere. And I align with it for sure.
Yes.
I want to give my fans an experience that's it's musical, it's visual, but life is overboard, isn't it?
Yes.
We go through so many different things, life,
Yes.
love, loss, adventure, and all these things. And I wanted to capture all of it and put it into one immersive experience.
I think that's going to be my new 2025 word is wonderfully overboard. And then we're going to add more to it, right? So what do you think inspired, this bold, multi-dimensional experience?
To be honest, EXPANSE was definitely a journey. It started 4 years ago, and it took us 4,000 hours to complete it. And it sort of is a magnum opus of so much work. But one of the primary things is that it's a symbol of victory, because just like so many other people who overcome so much, we overcame a very difficult illness. My producer, my husband, and we didn't think he was going to come back from it, and we paused. So when we got back into the studio and he came home to me, we started with a new vigor, a new lease on life.
But you are definitely abundantly on fire as a creative, and I know there's more for you. And you even have been featured on the Grammy-nominated album, The Fury.
Yes.
And you're also planning the next Ladies Who Rock for a Cause festival.
Yeah.
But is there anything else ahead for you in 2025?
I mean, the Grammys are directly ahead. There, we will be going to the Grammys.
I go to the Grammys.
Yes. Oh, we should all go
Yes.
together. So that's going to be wonderful.
Yes.
We will just continue to make music. I'm already working on a new song. It's beautiful. I think.
Yeah, of course.
I love all my music because,
Yes.
and that's what I want to share with the world.
Yes.
That little piece, you know. And Ladies Who Rock for a Cause 2025 is my 10-year anniversary of starting the foundation. It's also 10 years of cancer battle and won, and so it's a huge celebration. So,
and your light is your songs. I'm assuming, you know, the songs are your light.
Yeah, because we each have a gift. So find something to believe in. Find your
Yes.
gift. I found mine. Mine is my ever small voice. Put it into
Beautiful
music.
Voice.
Thank
Yes.
you.
But thank you so much for sharing your creative light with all of us. And as we wrap here, what would you say is your abundant word that best describes, and we'll say, your light right now? What would that be?
Abundant word that describes my light.
Yes.
I guess an overcomer.
Oh.
But not only just overcoming, but overcoming and succeeding. So I got to find the word.
No, but that's perfect. And it doesn't have to be one.
Yeah.
I just
It's
say
two
one.
okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing this incredible creative vision and journey that you're on. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you so much for having me. And it's been a pleasure to meet you and experience your light.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. So stay tuned. We will be right back. Welcome back. Living abundantly in 2025 could mean a new, fresh look for you, whether it's a new haircut or rejuvenating your skin. I am all about aging gracefully, but sometimes a little help from a professional is always the way to go. My next guest will help us all look and feel refreshed. Kim Laudati is the founder and president of IT Intelligent Treatment and SomaCell. So her passion for repairing skin stems from wanting to age as gracefully as possible while understanding the devastatingly adverse psychological effects that having bad or ugly skin has on a person. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Thank you.
And I want to jump right in because I've always wanted to know, in your opinion, what is the stigma in our society when, you know, people, or mostly women, of course, want to enhance their beauty? Why is there such a stigma?
I think it's very much based for our country, although I do see it worldwide, but we are very youth obsessed and have turned it into a horrible thing to be a mature person.
Yes.
Much less a mature woman.
Yes.
And we get caught up in trends, we get caught up in the hype, we get caught up in the filtering and these ideals of what we should look like, and it's not natural and it's not normal. It's not what we should be embracing.
Yeah, well, it's almost as if, you know, we're kind of embarrassed when we say, you know, we've got some work done. So how, in your opinion, how do you think we should empower ourselves to make our own choices?
I think the best thing that we could do is advice that I'd been given by two different 100-year-old men years ago. And they didn't know each other. And they both said randomly, don't fixate on the number. You have to think young and your body will follow. So I've always, I've made that a mantra to every one of our patients. You have to think young and not fixate on the number is step one. The second thing is you have to embrace aging.
Yes.
and understand that it's just a process that we're going through. It doesn't mean you're old. It doesn't mean you're ugly. It doesn't mean you're, not valid as a human.
What would you say inspired you to do the work that you do and also launch this IT intelligent treatment?
Well, I started out as in my teens and 20s with having hormonal and also some bacterial acne, which progressed throughout treatment to full face low grade rosacea, which means everything that I do turns my whole face red. And then you add acne to that, and it was really an interesting, horrible combination.
So it kind of came out of something personal that you were experiencing.
Absolutely. So after a few years of working with a number of different professionals on my skin, I had a friend refer me to an esthetician who said, wait, you have to see your gynecologist, work on balancing your hormones. I'm going to change your whole program and simplify it. You need to stop the overscrubbing. You need to stop the meds for now. And about a year later, I had just finished my menstrual cycle and realized when I looked in the mirror, I had not broken out. And it was the first time since I was starting to menstruate that had happened. I never forgot what that felt like, and I wanted to give that to everybody.
So everything in our bodies are kind of connected, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Yeah. What we see here comes from the inside out and the outside in.
Right. So for the average person, I think, a facelift, a full facelift could be a little bit scary. So I want to ask you, what is SomaCell? And I see you have a trademark, which is amazing. And how is this different from, your traditional facelift procedures?
Thank you for asking. We are all right now really starting to embrace, and it makes me very happy to see, natural aging, natural beauty, natural aging. You should want to enhance yourself in a way that looks youthful, healthy, vibrant, but looks like you.
Yes.
So that's what SomaCell is all about. It is the first entry into the energy-based non-surgical facelifting arena in the U.S. that is not controlled dermal wounding. So what does that mean? It means it's not heat damage. So unlike lasers, ultrasounds, muscle stim even, radio frequency, all of these things are dermal heat wounding to create collagen and elastin growth and therefore tighten your skin. This is the first time in our industry in the US, this is not doing that. It's working with your body naturally to help to tighten and lift your skin.
So work with your body naturally. I love that. You have brought with us some beautiful products. Would you like to tell us all about them?
Yes, I brought along a patient favorite and we're obsessed with it. So I called it S&S Obsessed Toner.
Ooh.
We really forgot to balance the skin pH. So toning is no longer about stripping, and it's not just about hydrating. It should also be balancing. S&S Toner has 3 key active ingredients. One is sulfur, which is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
Another is salicylic acid, which gently exfoliates your skin to help with your glow. And the third is azelaic acid, which promotes brightening of your skin and also helps to fight more congestion.
Fantastic. And I'm all about aesthetics, and I love the beautiful packaging.
Thank you.
Well, this is great information, and it certainly makes me curious about your work. But thank you so much for joining me and sharing with all of us your expertise and SomaCell. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. We will be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. My next guest speaks my language. Self-love is one of the most abundant things we can experience for ourselves. It's all about recognizing our worth and embracing who we are, flaws and all. Dr. Ronke Komolafe is a leader in healthcare and a champion of mental and physical and social wellness. And in addition, she is the Forbes Business Council's Mental Health Member Chair, a professional organization for senior level business executives. I am so happy we get to talk about this with you, Dr. Ronke Komolafe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Years ago, I didn't even know what loving myself was. What would you say is your definition of self-love, and why is it essential for achieving, I'm going to say, inner abundance?
Oh, that's a great question, Sarah. Thank you. Self-love really is about self-respect, self-acceptance, and self-appreciation.
Yeah.
It's really about internal validation and understanding that you have the strength to get through anything in life.
I hear you on that one, absolutely. But it can be sometimes challenging to hold ourselves accountable. So, how does accountability contribute to creating a life of abundance?
Accountability is the best way to achieve abundance. You have to look at it from a perspective of internal accountability, and that's using your internal strengths to
Mhm.
set goals that you can achieve. And then external accountability, that's using external resources or other people to support you to achieve your goals.
Yes, yes, because it really starts from, with us, within all
Yes.
of us. But do you have any tips maybe for people so they actually don't end up feeling overwhelmed when they are trying to hold themselves accountable?
Absolutely. We all have self reflection. So, setting time every day or weekly or
Hmm.
even monthly to set goals and also reflect on the achievement of the goals with gratitude really helps. So, if you set up daily times, you can do 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then at night, you want to set up another time for gratitude. 1 minute is good, 5 minutes is good. There's really no time
Yes.
range.
And I really love the strategy of you actually starting small because I know so many people take way too big of a leap. So I love that. But I'm sure you have many other compelling self love strategies for our viewers that they can adopt actually right now. Can you just, share them with us?
Yes, give yourself compliments.
Yes.
Wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and give yourself compliments. Set time to breathe and meditate for 5 minutes. Set down your technology, set down your computers. Go ahead and journal. Write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to your current self. Write a letter to your future self. Set time to exercise or do yoga or go for a walk, or just set time to be present with your pet or your family members or with people who are important in your life.
Yes.
That's all signs of self love.
I love that, and it sounds actually like my daily habits, the journaling and the meditating. So I love this. I love all your strategies. But as we come to the final question, even though I could definitely go even deeper with this subject, what would you say personally is one abundant word that best embodies your life today?
Wow, that's a very big question. I would say self love.
Self love.
It's looking internally and saying, how can I show up for myself?
Yes. And sometimes that might be a little challenging for people to say positive things, but I absolutely love, all your methods and strategies. And I'm so grateful that you got to share this on the show with us. Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
the
you so
show. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me.
Oh, you are welcome. And we will be right back after the break. Welcome back to the show. One of my most abundant things that I love so much in my life is the experience of allowing myself to travel. And I really am blessed because I get to travel both personally and professionally. And I love to travel the globe, and it is definitely a passion of mine that brings me so much joy. And I have stayed in beautiful hotels, and I've actually found homes to rent that meet all my needs. And finding these hidden treasures is my favorite thing. And I am all about atmosphere, whether I'm staying in a hotel in Venice or renting someone's home, like I will be doing in May for my daughter's wedding in France. And I have gone even as far as creating travel destinations for others in my homes. And I feel so much joy when my guests experience the same when they're staying in my rental properties, either in Puerto Rico or in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And both of my properties have so much atmosphere and amenities that my guests give me 5-star ratings. So I'm going to talk about something else. You know, when I'm traveling on my own, I love to look forward to the planning stages. I know there's many people that don't like that, but I love it. So I am going to give you some of my favorite tips for what to bring on your trip. The first thing that I love to do is pack my clothes. And I am definitely not a light packer, but actually using these packing cubes at Home Goods, and I pop in wherever I need some good travel goods. They have everything there, believe me. So my second favorite thing are cashmere pashminas, and I put them in my carry-on. I love feeling comfortable and abundant even when I'm on the airplane. And if you don't want to spend money on, cashmere, TJ Maxx and Marshalls always have a ton of pashmina-like scarves. And I also love to make sure that I have slippers like my beautiful favorite cow slippers. The third tip, and I think is actually so important, is I bring a bag of wellness products to keep me even healthier while flying to my destination. I bring echinacea tea bags and ginger for my stomach, and I just ask really the flight attendant for some hot water. I also make sure I have my hand wipes, and these are not, they look like candies, but they're actually lemon scented hand wipes. And they won't bother your neighbor because they smell so good. And I just wanted to add too that I love bringing my silk eye mask. I might look ridiculous, but I think they help me sleep so soundly on the airplane. So I hope those tips helped you. But my beautiful friends, that is a wrap for today. And I truly hope that you are able to shine your light from the inside. And here is to living your most abundant life. And if you want more content and inspiration, follow us on YouTube, Living Abundantly with Sarah V.
The proceeding was sponsored by Sarah V. LLC.